Hi there, I'm your Professor Paul, and this will just be a quick orientation on how to navigate the course, the Blackboard page, and what to expect for the semester. I do want to sort of lead with an apology that this wasn't uh, distributed earlier. Um, this is sort of a class that was, I think, created or that I was assigned to not too long ago, so there's still some things to iron out. But I feel, I've taught this course many times in person, hybrid, and I feel like at least once online during the COVID pandemic. So it's material that I'm very familiar with, very comfortable with. I've been at ACC for about 8 years now. So I feel pretty confident in my ability to sort of deliver and a good product and guide you through it. So please do not be alarmed if things are a bit sparse on the Blackboard page at this moment. That will change very soon. With that said, I'll go ahead and share screen and we can go over the Blackboard page here. All right, so hopefully you're able to navigate to Blackboard. You may be new to ACC or to Blackboard, but I think all of our classes are built around this, specifically the Blackboard Ultra software package. Um, so hopefully it's not new what you're seeing, but um, what you should have here on your screen is the course that you'd have navigated to from your Blackboard. You click on that, and you can see a variety of different folders here. And actually, I'm going to do the student preview so it's more similar to what you would be seeing here. Um, so you've got a few different sections here: the syllabus, office hours link, textbook link, um, study guides, lab content, and exams. These are all just different assignments that we'll cover here in a bit, as well as discussion assignments. And then these three tabs: course evaluation, online tutoring, college policies, and student support services. Those are, I think, pretty much on every page. And these are more resources for ACC, um, for getting extra tutoring or any sort of support you may need throughout your experience at ACC. So good things to explore in your own time or that I can direct you to if you have any specific questions. Um, but with that said, we can go ahead and explore the first tab here with the Word document of the syllabus. So you can open this within the Blackboard browser, or you can just download it, open it in your own software. But importantly, you have your section number and class synonym number that are specific to this course, to this section. You can see my information here. So as I mentioned, I'll be your professor, Paul Amador. I've been here a minute, and I've taught a variety of courses, including 1407, various formats, multiple times here. Um, Here's my email where you can reach me, paul.amador@austincc.edu. And while this is an online course that you can sort of complete um, more or less on your own pace for certain things, there are fixed deadlines, which I'll get here in a bit. Um, we do have office hours where you can click into Zoom. There's a link here. I'll go over in a bit. And there, if there's another students, you might be in like the waiting room lobby, but I don't usually get, an excess of traffic into my office hours. So you should be able to just reach me immediately when you click in there. If ever office hours need to be changed or something, I'll make sure to communicate that in advance so that you can plan around that. Um, as it stands though, for this course, I will be available Thursday from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. and Friday from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Now, if you need additional time or um, your schedule is complicated or something, we need to find specific time to block out, we can always arrange that, you know, through email, find a time that's convenient for both of us. I also find a lot of issues and questions can be resolved through email. So that may suffice for most things, but if you need a little bit more hands-on or involved instruction, that's what I'm here for, office hours. So please do not be shy there. I'm going to skip some of this more standard boilerplate stuff on the syllabus. But we do have, a description of what you'll be going through. It's a very general biology course where we're focusing specifically on organisms, not too much populations or stuff. How do organisms come to be? How do they function? Different types of organisms. Um, and The only prerequisite is that you completed 1406, which is cell and molecular biology, with a minimum of a C grade. Um, I think most intro to bio courses at colleges will qualify for that. But if you have any questions about your prerequisites, please let me know. Outcomes are laid out here at the student program level. I'm not going to dwell too much on that since there's more um, immediately relevant information I want to communicate here. The first major thing that comes up, though, is the textbook. Now, things changed to what seems to be like a less smooth process, less smooth integration with first day. And so we'll go over that in a bit. Importantly, though, I think you, based on mine, it looks like you should have ready access to it. But if the solutions I present don't work for you for getting access to this textbook, please let me know immediately. This is the main material, so I want to make sure that everyone has access to this. But yeah, the book is Campbell Biology, the 12th edition. Campbell Biology is just a pretty standard textbook for biology. I think I started with like the seventh or fifth edition a while ago. Very, very big book, very dense. Obviously, we're only going through a specific section of it. And I'll be refining and focusing the material even more so through study guides that we'll uh, show here in a bit. But in terms of the methodology, while you will have the opportunity to get face-and-face instructions or instruction through the Zoom virtual hours, your main engagement with the course will be directly with the textbook again, which is why important that you make sure you have access to it. Let me know as soon as possible and I can try and, uh, address any issues that may be coming up. Um, you'll have these chapters to read. You'll have a study guide, which will be graded, that you'll navigate the chapter through, fill things out, and that study guide will be your resource for when you actually complete the exams. So before getting into all the assignments, I will also mention that for the lab section, while traditionally in a face-to-face, you would have this dissections. It's pretty much what I remember from this course, just whether it's flowers, fungi, animals, um, to sort of recreate some of those practical techniques, um, wider applications and appreciation of biology. It's primarily interactive activities, online activities, and videos that you'll get to experience as part of your lab component here. Now, importantly, because I really want you to be present and actively engaging with the material, whether it's a video or an online activity, I don't really burden you with too much assignments for the lab section. I really want you to focus going through the material, and at the very end, there'll be a quiz, typically a fairly short quiz that covers the major points of the video or activity you perform, and it'll grade you based on that. But again, I really want you to sort of focus primarily on the just absorbing the material um, and relating it back to what you're getting from the lecture. So that'll really help reinforce the material and build up a better foundation for you to take with you throughout the semester in this course and in other biology courses as it may apply. So with that, let's zoom in a bit more on the actual assignments and the different weightings here for those assignments. So as we'll see in the schedule in a bit, things are broken down almost by exam in these like four major chunks. You have four major exams, an optional final, which will be in case you performed poorly or missed one of the exams. I think this is further down, but overall, my late policy is that, don't turn things in late. But if there are circumstances you need some flexibility, I will typically let you turn in any assignment, except for exams, and receive 70% of the credit at any point in the semester. So if you find like towards the end of the semester that your grade would go up if you maybe did turn in those study guides or completed those lab quizzes, you can do that. And I would give you 70% of that credit, which would hopefully get you to where you want your grade to be a bit more. Um, so exams only in the most extreme circumstances, reach out though if you really, you know, feel like it's you're losing a big opportunity by not being able to complete an exam. We can typically work something out. Um, so yeah, you've got your study guides, you've got your lab quizzes, um, discussion board assignments, and the only other, oh, I guess I should discuss those. The discussion board assignments are another opportunity to interact with me and with other students. They revolve around a prompt with some video or article that relates to some of these organismal functional biology themes and topics. Um, Typically, I require that you write 200 words on it. I will have my own post on it that you can add on to, and then also reply to at least two students. Now, there will be two of those assignments, and we'll see the deadlines here in a bit. Um, and then another assignment to sort of supplement and bolster the lab component here that I think is very relevant, and I've always seen very strong engagement with students is this iNaturalist. Uh, it's an app, it's a website, iNaturalist. Some of y'all may have come across this in high school or other college classes, and it's actually a pretty neat effort slash website. Um, it's an app you can download on your phone or a website you can visit, but essentially it empowers anyone to become a bit of a citizen scientist by cataloging and observing nature in their environment, right? So whether it's bugs, plants, animals, um, you're able to take videos with your phone camera and upload them to this iNaturalist website. And it really helps with a lot of scientific efforts to sort of map out distributions, migrations, you know, drops in population levels for different organisms. And it's actually pretty widely used. So um, we'll do two major assignments. It'll probably likely be one where you have to make observations of plants, one where you make observations of animals. Um, and I'll provide more details soon here in the next couple of weeks as we get into that a little bit deeper in the material, um, how to register, navigate that website. So don't worry about that too much right now, or the discussion board. That'll be up soon in the next couple of weeks, and I'll make sure to reinforce the process there of and instructions for discussion board and iNaturalist through an announcement in the next coming weeks here. So uh, those are the assignments. AI policy, I'll let y'all read that, but the gist of it is that AI, these chat large language models are sort of here for better or worse. I think most professors and colleges have sort of made their peace with it. We just want to make sure that you're using it to your benefit and not to your detriment. Um, I know plenty of students just have it, chat GPT going while they take exams, quizzes, and I'm assuming you'll realize that by doing that, you're not really giving yourself the opportunity to learn and connect with all this information. So as you progress through different courses, different settings, different um, career obligations, you'll be lacking in that foundation. So it's a good tool to facilitate note taking, to write simple computer code that might automate things for you. But for more complex things, for deeper knowledge, it's still very, very limited. And that's something I've run into myself trying to use it for the course, um, which is something I do pretty often. Um, so please be aware if you are using AI here, um, try and minimize the extent you're using it, make sure that it's to your direct benefit um, in your academic career and in your immediate assignment or whatever you may be using it for. So I touched on missed work a bit. So important dates here coming up. The last date to drop before the official reporting date, so essentially leaving no record that you attended the class, is February 4th. The final date to withdraw with a W and not a failing grade or incomplete is April 27th. So keep those dates in mind, refer back to syllabus, um, print it out if you need to, have those, pasted on your wall. Um, and that's pretty much all uh, that's all other boilerplate information. The schedule is pretty important here. Barring any sort of extenuating circumstances with, natural events or what have you, we should be able to stick to the schedule pretty well. So I've got the schedule laid out by week here. You can see you've got spring break in the middle there, and what your reading should be for those chapters to cover, what labs you should be um, completing, and what specific assignments will be due. So your first section of assignments will be due February 15th by 11:59 p.m. And that'll be your exam one, your study guides for exam one, and that first lab quiz that'll cover these one, two, three different labs here. Um, so that'd be due February 15th. That's how you would sort of interact with the schedule. A good resource to sort of refer to um, throughout the semester. And you've got that, some more sort of institutional boilerplate stuff. Um, and yeah, if you have any questions about the syllabus, please reach out, let me know. With that, though, we can keep navigating the Blackboard here. Um, the office hours, if you click on this link, will take you directly to the Zoom um, meeting page. You can, set up your camera, audio preferences, and then just join the meeting there. If I'm with another student or something, you may be in the waiting room for a little bit. But I anticipate that won't be much of an issue throughout the semester. And as always, if you need to schedule some time outside of the office hours laid out in the syllabus, please email me, let me know. Now, here's where we sort of, I want to make sure that you've got easy access to the textbook. Um, so I've got a link here through Pearson that may appear to be the easiest way to access the textbook. You may have to do some login here. Oh, yeah, this should be already linked. All right. What is going on? Um, it was working earlier. Let's see. It might be that the first day link is better. So I believe you should have received some sort of communication directly from First Day Barnes and Noble. Um, I'm really not sure what's going on. So if you found your own way to access the book, great. But I still want to make sure that everyone has a way of accessing the material easily here. Oh, maybe it's because I'm in student mode. Yeah, so I'm going to briefly exit student mode since I'm not technically a student. And whenever I click on this link here, it should make a difference. Yeah. So you should see some similar access to the Pearson site. Um, this will likely be different since you're not an instructor, but in the student links, you should have access to the Pearson e-text. And that should bring you to the textbook and resources for the textbook, importantly. So beyond office hours and the study guides, there's all sorts of built-in resources that you're able to use here. Again, let me know if you're not able to access this side of things. They changed things just this semester, so I'm still not that familiar with it. We can learn together. I guess you can even use AI to ask questions directly from the textbook. But importantly, you can just open the textbook here. And, there you've got the actual material. You can navigate it through this table of contents. So I think our first thing is what? Chapter 22, page 468. Again, this is a huge book, so navigating it through this portal makes it a lot easier. So yeah, you'd have this material you can go through. You don't have to interact with these quizzes that much. The main thing that I want you to get out of this material is what's covered in the study guides. So that'll be in this section here. I've got the first couple laid out, um, the relevant ones here. So these are just questions that help you focus on what is important in the textbook. And as you answer these questions, um, you're essentially making the notes that you're going to use for the actual exam. So please feel free to ask any questions directly to me if you're not sure about answers. Um, complete this. This one covers 3 chapters. The other study guide captures or covers 2. So as you go through the book, you'll fill these out. I need to add the portal, but there'll be a portal. I'll do that soon here, where you can actually submit these completed assignments. Now, you can do them through Word or whatever word processing software. You can print them out, handwrite them, upload a scan or a picture. I just want to see that you're completing it. So it'll be a completion grade there. And while it's only like 10% of your total grade, the benefits you get from actively taking those notes, registering information will pay dividends as you complete the exams. Now, while the syllabus is complete, I still need to populate the specific lab content and exams and well, discussion time isn't until later. Um, so keep an eye out for that soon. But for now, the main thing I want to make sure, since things have changed a bit this semester with Pearson, is that you find a way to get access to this e-textbook, that you can open the study guides, syllabus. So please reach out with any immediate issues there so that I can fix them as soon as possible. And keep an eye out as I populate the labs, exams, and assignments going forward here. Um, so it should be a pretty concise, straightforward approach to this course. Um, again, if there's any confusion about this course or how it relates to the Blackboard page or the Pearson page, please let me know. We can learn some of these things together. Um, and I'll make sure that you all have the access, the material you need to be successful in the course here. So with that, I'll go ahead and start to populate the rest of this information. And again, hopefully uh, I can unburden you just realizing that the first deadline for anything in this course will be not until February 15th. So I should have all the assignments you need to complete uploaded this week. And we should be able to sort of get through the semester on a similar cadence here. And I, look forward to any questions, concerns you may have. I want to make sure that you feel empowered on my end to get through this class this semester. So do not be shy about reaching out. It's pretty critical in these online, non-face-to-face environments. So please stay in touch there. And I'll go ahead and end the orientation here and let you get started with this course as well as any others that you wanted to get a jump on. So good luck with the semester here, and I'll keep an eye out for any emails.